What's up?
Hey.
Yeah.
Quickly start uh, just giving a brief of what we're basically going to be focusing on today and what we're going to be working on today in terms of what I'm going to be showing you guys. The
Ash, go on full screen now.
focus.
So go on full screen. It looks better than on the.
Okay, so what we're going to be focusing on today essentially are the first following things. One is how to update the WordPress blog section on India Someday's website. The basics on how to write a blog, which is very generic and very, but it takes our brand and the way that we want to write into consideration. The next is just a basic learning for you guys on what is SEO and why we focus on it so much and what are we doing with SEO. And the last is the images on the blog and how to use them and which websites to use or get images from. Purpose of this is to train you guys on how to upload a blog and how to edit a blog and update images on the blog. So that Abha, थोड़ा mute करेगा? Okay. Just
Wait, sorry, Harsh. I think I muted the wrong you. Wait. Harsh?
okay. You want me to repeat?
Yeah, repeat the last like 1 minute.
Okay, cool. So, and the last is obviously the images and their use, or how to edit images, upload images, where do we get images from for the website, so on and so forth. Just some basics before I begin the presentation, just so that you guys are not lost when I say some terms. So H1, H2, H3 technically just means header 1, header 2, header 3. And if any of you all have used Word or any document form before, you'll know that you can tag every single text as different kind of. So you have paragraph, header 1, header 2, header 3. This is all very important when you write a blog on our website because of search engine optimization or SEO. The next is interlinks, is hyperlinks given to the text, which lead to another page on our website itself. So basically, you're linking, say, from indiasomeday.com to indiasomeday.com/best time to visit India, so on and so forth. Featured image is the image that comes on the header of each of the blogs, and Yoast is a third-party app to help with our SEO. So these are things which you all might or might not know what it means. So hopefully this should help. So whenever I speak, just remember these 4 things.
So Harsh, featured image is the image that on the home page that shows if for each blog entry. That's the featured image.
Not on the home page. On each blog page, the header, the slider or the image at the top.
Okay.
That is a featured image.
Okay.
Or when you go to a blog page and you have an image which shows up, that is all the featured image.
So the image.
I'll show you what it is. I'll show you what it is as we go further. But
Okay.
So I'm first just telling you what we're going to be doing, and then I'll take you to the website to show you how we do it. Okay. There are 6 essential things which we are going to be doing on the website updating of the blogs. Okay. The first is obviously the content and its authenticity, which means that we need to look at all the content that we have written, see if it's relevant, see if there's something that needs to be highlighted if it's new. We need to check its factuality, and the tone of the content has to be rewritten in case it's not written with what we have in mind. Because over a period of time, there are so many different people that have written multiple different blogs for us, the tone sometimes doesn't match. But now we have to go and ensure that the tone also remains constant. And that tone has to be conversational like you would, because it's a personalized travel topic. Okay. Next is SEO related details, which can be updated, modified if they are not working for us. SEO related details is divided into 4 different parts. One is meta tags, permalinks, focus keywords, and SEO titles. I'll give you a brief on what all of these things are later on, but essentially focus keywords are what you are writing about. So say you're writing about best time to travel to Sri Lanka, then best time to travel to Sri Lanka is your focus keyword, or best time to travel is your focus keyword, or travel to Sri Lanka as your focus keyword. So we can pick it up. The longer the focus keyword, the lesser, um, yeah, that will come to later. I'm not going to confuse things now. And there's the SEO titles or the page title. So all of these things is what we will have to be updating. Images and alt tags. This is actually very important, and a large part of what we need to do is updating all the images on the indiasomeday.com website, which means either editing and resizing the images or changing them and using much better images. For this, we need to use right aspirational images, give them right captions. And from the backend perspective, each of these images needs to be given an alt tag, which is content or description of the image, which helps us with Google search as well. Next is the categories. So each blog needs to be assigned a very specific category, like food in India, or travel in India, or getting around in India, so on and so forth. Then there is assigning each of the blogs a related blog, which means that currently, say you are on the best places to eat in Jodhpur. So the related blogs can then be best monuments in Jodhpur, traveling from Jaipur to Jodhpur, or even including Jodhpur in a trip to Rajasthan. So we need to then assign these related blogs so that people stay on our website for longer. Because they might read one article, if they like it, they'll go and read the next 3. And then checking all the small details on every single blog page, which is the H1, H2 tags, headers, checking the internal links, if they open in new tabs, images before the H2 tags, and so on and so forth. Okay, sorry, I will have to open the door. Guys, hold on 1 second. So, Anand, thank you. Okay. So these are the 6 things that we're essentially going to be focusing on. I'm just gonna switch to the website. So, okay. On our WordPress website, when you log in, this is the screen that you would see. Everything that you guys would be working on would be the blog posts. And I'm just going to be focusing on the blog post just now, not on anything else on the website. That would come under posts, under all posts. Okay. So I'm going to take one example and edit one blog and see. You can see that currently it's in multiple languages. So obviously we will only focus on the English website because none of y'all speak any other language. So, okay. So I think this is something that I think Abbas had written, if I'm not mistaken, which is what to expect at Ranthambore National Park. So I'm quickly going to edit that blog. And we will wait for it to load. Okay. So just to now, so when I first mentioned permalink, you can see that here. So permalink is what Google shows the link to be. So when you search for what to expect Ranthambore National Park, this is what the permalink is, what to expect at Ranthambore National Park, which is what Google would be searching for. So that is what the that is what the link would be, which is the permalink. So when you share a link, say with anyone on which website to visit, how to visit it, the permalink is what you would be actually sharing. So if need be, we can go and edit it. I'm not editing it just now. This is a very very important thing. This is not something anyone should edit unless we have been given approval from the SEO consultant and or Harsh, because this affects our SEO the most. So this is something that we have to be very particular with. We only change it for 2 or 3 instances. If the blog is not doing well at all, there's not too many people visiting the blog, we want to make it more focused. And if we realize that by changing it, maybe there's a chance to improve the number of people visiting the blog. But other than that, we don't normally change the perma.
Harsh, I spelled it all wrong. What to expect?
You can look. I know.
If you want to just change it right now.
But it's okay because this is newly written.
In the title.
It's newly written, so it's okay. So, okay, now, very important thing that when you click on OK, and when I go and I update this blog, okay, I am going to be given an option at the top, hopefully. Okay, Yoast Premium created a redirect, and from the old post to the new post, new URL, old URL. So we say okay, because it is supposed to redirect now to the correct spelling page. So I say okay. All right. So now the website and link should be proper. Okay, next step.
Sometimes I press
look at this
over there and then it's gone to the, it made the India.
Yes, because that is because you have not changed the permalink. You have just updated the page.
Okay.
And when you update the page and you see that you need to look at what the 2 links are.
Okay.
So read the new URL and read the old URL. If the new URL is Ranthambore, but the old URL is indiasummary.com/en, then obviously that's going from the home page to that page. So then you say undo.
You don't want that, because then otherwise anyone who comes on the home page,
want that.
which happened multiple times with me. Okay. So we
Correct. Because that is a word. This is actually a WordPress bug which we can't do anything about.
So, but you're saying every time we update or publish a blog, you will get that thing on top. We have to make sure that we are seeing both those URLs. And often
Correct.
you might say that www.indiasummary.com/en, and that time you always say undo, or you say
correct. Okay. Correct. You say undo. If it's going anywhere from the home page to the current page, then you say undo.
Okay, done.
But out here I said okay because it's just changing from what to expect in Ranthambore to Ranthambore.
Got it. Girls, when you're up, because I've made this 2-3 times, because I didn't know, but when y'all will start updating the blog, just this happens all the time. Yeah. So just make sure you're reading the link, because otherwise anyone that goes to indiasummary.com, instead of going to indiasummary.com, they'll come to this blog page.
Okay. So first thing that you see here, you can see that there is no image here, right? Oh, wait, it's loading. Okay. So you can see that there is no image here. So that means we have not selected a featured image for this post yet. Number 1. Number 2, what to expect at Ranthambore National Park. That's the header, which is, this is an H1 tag. What you see here, and I am highlighting it. Yes, that is an H1. So that basically means that's the header. That's the, in school and all the essays we used to write, that is the topic or subject or whatever you want to call it. The next one, which you see here, destination, Ranthambore and overview. That is an H2 tag. Now, there will be a slight problem, which I will show as to what happens when we do that. Tell me. So when you see this, okay, destination, Ranthambore and overview, because it is an H2 tag, okay, what happens is we have a rule on our blog any H2 tag, before that, you will get a plan your trip button. Okay. So we normally avoid putting H2 tags right in the beginning. Okay. So we avoid putting an H2 tag here because that means you'll get a plan your trip button right above it. So I'm quickly gonna change this and maybe remove it because we already have the subject right before that. So you don't know, this is already an introduction to what to expect at Ranthambore National Park. So we don't technically need this as a header. Okay. Next, are 3 safaris necessary? Now this is heading 3. What I would ideally like all of these to be H2 tags. Okay. Because now if you go back to the website, you will see that we don't have any other plan your trip buttons in the entire website, on the entire blog, sorry. And that is not something which we want. We want as many plan your trip buttons. So you can break it up. And these questions are correct, but each of these questions technically, or at least most of these questions, need to be a H2 tag. And the website is not switching between tabs very easily. Okay, so I would change this to an H2 tag. And what you do is before the H2 tag, so here you would have to insert an image. Okay, so for now I'm not selecting a valid image. I'm just going to select a random one. And I insert that into the post. I would go to the image. I would click on edit and I would say custom size. And I would always select it to be 600 by 400. And I say update. Okay. And then I'm going to go and update here. Always remember to keep updating when you're working on the post, because otherwise if you have done something and your computer crashes or you don't save the information, then you'll have to do all of that effort again. So always remember to update the post. And now I will go change it here so you see the effect that it has. Okay. Can you guys see?
Yep.
Yeah. So this is the clean way of doing the blog and the way that we are supposed to upload a blog, or the way that a blog is supposed to be edited. Okay.
But Harsh, won't it be? I mean, I get this, and this looks lovely with the image, and then you plan your trip. Because in this particular blog, since there are lots of smaller paras, won't it
So
be
if
too
there are
much?
smaller paras and you feel like if you want will we spot a tiger not to be H2 tag, that's okay.
Okay.
But you have to have at least 3 or 4 H2 tags. You can't have 0.
Okay. 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 And Harsh,
Right?
while
You can have how touristies run.
yeah. Okay. Okay. So then we can just do it on few. So you're saying whenever we give H2, always put an image above so that it's always text, image, plan your trip, then heading.
Correct.
Because you don't want text, plan your trip button text. That will look ugly.
Correct. Okay. So this I'm just doing a brief. I'm not editing the entire blog just now, but I'm just doing a quick brief one. Okay. The next step is the categories. So you can see categories here. What we will be doing is we will be giving you per blog, we will be giving you which category it should be falling into. And you can always also use your own common sense at times to see which category it should fall into. And you would go and just select that category here. So for example, this one would come in nature in India is the right one, and safaris in India is the next one. Right? I'm not doing either of these. So nature in India and safaris in India. Right? That's the category. Um, Tags currently is something which we are not working with a lot, so we can ignore it. I need to actually build an entire strategy for the tags, and that's currently not there in the picture, so we can ignore the tags for now. The set featured image that I was talking about is right here. So you will select a featured image for this blog. It's okay, it says Tadoba, I know, but that's not a problem. And the last part is this called Yoast SEO Premium. Okay, not the last part, the second last part. So in Yoast SEO Premium, we have to add a key phrase here. Now, not everyone is going to be working on this section because this is more heavy on content SEO. So there'll be a lot of back and forth with each of the blogs as to what is the best way to do it. But for this blog, for example, let's quickly just see what we, okay. So let's say we do Ranthambore National Park. Now, in all honesty, no one is really going to search for Ranthambore National Park on Google. But if we do SEO and I type Ranthambore National Park here, you will see there is a button here. It's become orange. Smiley face has become orange, and there is a SEO analysis for Ranthambore National Park. So you can see two things: meta description length and key phrase and subheading. So that means that subheading is this. Now, is there anything where, okay, so now for example, to kind of fit this in without it looking, right? Now, for example, if I make this into an H2 tag, you will see that that automatically key phrase and subheading should have been solved. Um, now you can see this meta description length, right? You basically have to go into the edit snippet part under focus key phrase, and you will see different things. You will see a slug. The slug is what you see on Google. Um, uh, so okay, it's not pulling out. 1 second. Okay. So what to expect at Ranthambore National Park is the slug, and you can see that this is the, when I change this, this essentially is a part of the slug right here. The meta description is important because that is what Google uses to crawl through your website. Again, I'll explain this further in detail later on, but for now, I'm just showing you just typing anything. So
Search, this is basically in Google search if this comes up, and when it always has that little thing, this is what
it's
it's.
the description right below your Google search, right below your link. So if you see up here, can
Yeah,
you see my
yeah.
right? When you edit anything here, you will automatically see the changes happening. So this is what actually Google uses to crawl your website.
And if you don't fill anything out, then it will just take something by default from your blog.
No, yes, it takes something by default, but it's not accurate and it doesn't help with your SEO.
Okay. So if we
So
fill,
actually, that blog is kind of useless because Google is not really crawling it.
okay.
So unless you fill in a meta description and you fill in an SEO title and so on and so forth, it doesn't really help.
But I just want to make sure that everyone's on the same page, because my understanding is this is if I go to google.com and I type, say, Ranthambore National Park, India someday,
So
and if
see
my, this is
here,
what,
so you
yeah,
can see it here. What to expect Ranthambore National Park, India someday.
this is what you're editing right
What
now.
you had written, the first two lines is what's come up.
Right, 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 right. So if we give a better SEO optimized description over here, ours will crawl better.
Correct.
Okay. I hope everyone's understanding that.
And you see the orange line here right below it, that should technically be going into green.
So our aim over here is to try and write a little description about what that article is trying to talk
Yes.
about, or
Yes.
and use the keywords in that.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So okay.
Don't look at what I've written, guys, but I'm just giving you a rough example of what it should be.
So Harsh, in this case, since this blog that I'd written was basically explaining Ranthambore from a point of view is as a tourist when you're going in how many safaris. So I could say like what to expect in Ranthambore as a tourist and how many safaris you should book. Something like, basically I could write
Correct.
something like that, right?
Correct. Correct. Or you could write what I have written, which is also what Ranthambore is about. But that's either way. So it depends. It's better to write about what the blog is about.
Okay, okay. Like introduction. Yeah, okay. A quick overview of what that blog is.
So it's a snippet for the blog essentially,
Done.
right? And I don't know why this error is coming of key phrase and subheading because this is already there in the subheading. Oh, it hasn't changed. Okay. So after all of these changes, again, go and update. All right. So now you can see that the image has come here and that what this has again been changed to an H2 tag. And yeah, okay. So now the next thing. And
I
this
just
is the final piece. So the bottom part.
I just want so
Bolo?
so one, the feature image will show on the masthead and top, and the feature will show like this over here. On both places, the featured image will show. Basically on top.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
A featured image, do we have to be careful in terms of what specification, whether we always want a horizontal picture or?
I'll come to that, Abbas. I'll come to that.
Okay, sorry.
I have an entire section on images.
Okay, okay.
So
Yeah,
I'll come to that.
sure.
Because I want to explain how to choose images, where to pick images from, all of those details. I have an entire section on
Perfect,
that.
perfect. Sorry.
And yeah. Oh shit. Okay. just found a bug. Sorry. So was I? The last part is right at the bottom of this page. You will see related blog. Okay. Currently, what is being shown on the blog has been automatically picked up. We haven't edited or put that in. So you see they've picked the last 3 blogs which have been edited. But obviously we don't want that because they're not well linked to each other, and there is and literally that doesn't make sense. So what we will do is we will go to related blog, we will search for post only, we will search for say Ranthambore if there is. So you can do practical guide on hotel experience in Ranthambore as one of them.
Or
We
India's
can
best
do,
wildlife stays.
yeah, we can do safari, India's best wildlife stays, some, and I would also probably link a tour idea, but so far I don't think we have the option to do that. So that's something I will check into. Okay, so into the jungle, 8 Indian wildlife reserves you can't miss. Okay, so let's, and then we go in again, update it.
So always 3 is all we need to have to choose. 3 related blogs.
Yeah, 3 related blogs for each and every blog. Okay. So now India's best wildlife stays again doesn't have a featured image, and hence this doesn't come up. Okay, this is a bug, so ignore it, guys. Adina, this was a bug you were getting also on Asia someday. Okay, so fine. And that's, so those are the 6 main things that we need to keep in mind while editing a blog, right? Just to quickly run you through it again. The header, the content in itself, is my screen there? Oh, okay. So as I said, the header, the content, the H2 tags, really slow, man. The categories, the featured image, come on, and the Yoast keyword based details that we need to fill in. And lastly, the related blogs. Okay.
Suggestion quickly.
Yeah.
I think it would be also nice if they could just check if all the links in the articles are working and if they are open in a new tab.
Yes. Yeah. Good point, Ads. I have that. I didn't mention that. Okay. So, for example, now find it, but you say you have right at the bottom. If you see, actually, we've written, and if Ranthambore has caught your eye, simply click on plan your trip, right? So let's see if that. So this is an internal link. So we will need to add more internal links, which within the article will lead people to different articles. And when we click on plan your trip, it should open up in a new form. It should open up in a new tab, sorry, not new form, which it has. So that is when you add an external or add an internal link. I will show you guys how to do that as well. It works properly. So say for example, we want to tour across Rajasthan. Okay. Say we want to link that page to one of our tour pages. Okay. So here you see paste URL and you can see that. You click on link options and you will see open link in new tab, and let's add okay. And you can technically search for that here as well so that it comes as an internal link. So then you don't technically need this because I have added that, and then I say add link. And then that means a new internal link is done. The more internal links you have, the better it is for our website because more people stay on your website for longer, right?
Harsh, is it also good for SEO, more internal linking, or it's mainly?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's very good for SEO. The more internal links you have, because that means if a page is doing well, the other pages automatically get some sort of spillover effect of that page onto their page.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So okay. So that's the blog page and the editing of the blog page. I'll take you through few more basics. So when you all will be editing blogs, obviously each one will be given a specific blog which they have to edit, and they'll be given a list to edit. So here is where you can search for your posts. In the post section, you can essentially say travel Rajasthan, and I do search posts, and then you get all the travel routes for Rajasthan, Delhi, Agra, and you can essentially search for your blog. Or the easiest way to do it is when I give you the link, you open the link. If you're already in the editing section, you will be able to go and, okay, so let me just give you a quick example of, so say I am giving
basically
this.
log into WordPress.
What? Yeah, if you're logged into WordPress,
automatically you'll get the edit button on top.
Correct. Okay, so say I was given this link, okay, 2-week travel routes for North India. I click on it, and you will see that the blog opens up, but right at the top, I have an option for edit post. So I can just click on that, and then you can go ahead and edit the post. Okay. Okay, I'm going to continue with the presentation. Right. So this was the basic 6 updates and how to use the back end of the WordPress. I'm quickly going to now talk about the writing and editing of a blog and the directions which we want the blogs to be written. So this is a little self-explanatory, but when writing or editing a blog, we really need to focus on the content, which is obvious. The way that we have always written a blog is if a client reads it, then they obviously should be understanding very easily what we are conveying. And the way that we have written most of our blogs needs to be slightly more conversational. So like Abbas's What to Expect in Ranthambore, there's always a question and then an answer, because that's how you would communicate or converse with someone. Rather than a beautiful long essay and prose and story with these delightful summer times, we will write India is very good to travel in the summer months. Okay, just a quick example of how we should not write and how we should write. Short simple sentences, factual and relevant information, and giving a few tips and I'm giving a few tips and directions on how to write below. um, okay, so the title, what to expect when in Ranthambore National Park. Okay, that's your title. Now, if your focus keyword is Ranthambore National Park, then that's great because that's included in the title. So every single keyword that we want to get pushed should be in the title. It needs to be as compact and written very precisely about what the article is about. Okay, so you can't write about a beautiful city of Jodhpur, but then write about some hotel in Jodhpur. Okay, it should then be the hotel name, comma Jodhpur, or beautiful Ras Hotel in Jodhpur. Now that is still an okay title, but without an adjective. So Ras Hotel in Jodhpur. Okay. Um, the URL or the permalink should be very similar to the title, and we don't need to have and from, in, at in any of the URLs. They cannot be there because they technically come with hyphens. So you can kind of break it up into smaller parts if you wish. Use keywords in H1 and H2 tags if possible. Okay, doesn't have to be there, but if possible, we should definitely use them in it. Number of words, it should be a minimum of 350 words, minimum. Anything above that is good. The longer the article, the better it is, but minimum 350 words is required. And by longer the article, I don't mean we have to write for the sake of writing. Longer only if there is content to be written. Content. Do not plagiarize and do your research properly and double check any of the facts that you're writing about, because that is important. Keeping the content fresh and updated is important, and which is why now that we have time, we're taking this exercise to sit and update every single one of our blogs. And last, the tone. We keep it simple, short, not too descriptive and flowery, but still engaging. Okay. Um, Next, I'm just going to take you all quickly through what SEO is. I'm sure all of you all really know what SEO is, but just some very simple statistics. SEO is currently, okay, let me step back. SEO essentially stands for search engine optimization. What it actually means is the practice of increasing the quantity and quality of your traffic to your website, okay, through organic search results, which basically means is that we will write something. Google, Bing, Yahoo will all go through that content. If we have written it well and it is relevant content, uh, Google will crawl the website. It'll pick out the essential information that it needs, which is the meta tags, which is the alt tags, which is all the technical stuff. And it'll then showcase that and compare that with other people's content and see where you stand. Okay. Now, there are multiple factors based on which SEO works, and this is some of them. Okay. Number one is the number of people that have taken your link and used it for their own information on their website. So I have written an article, but Viveka, Schnell, Christine, Adina, everyone takes that link and also puts it on their website, saying you can also refer to this article for this information. The more people that have put your website link up like that, the better it is for you, because that means you know what you're talking about. It's as simple as that. Second is obviously the social metrics. That's not as important, but it is important, is the number of people that have shared your content either on Google or on Facebook or on Instagram or tweeted about you. And if that increases, then the better your SEO gets. Um, the page ranks and content relevance. Now, what this means is how high your page ranks on Google, the quantity, or so it's how much basically Google trusts your website. If you can build trust of your website, it can happen over two ways. Either you are there for a very, very long time, same domain, active, keep uploading content, then Google kind of understands that, okay, this guy is relevant to that particular genre. Or and then obviously what you have written in the content. So that's all linked. Usage of the website. The more people that come to your website, the better it ranks. So if today we have 60,000 people visiting our website a month, if that went up to 180,000 people, then obviously Google will be like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about even more. So, and lastly, content and authenticity again. So if your content is really good, and it's authentic and it's written and it's not copied or plagiarized, because Google is very smart with, they know when things have been copied and not been copied, even if you change a word here and there. If you write more and more original content, it's just better for your website. So these in general are the 5 or 6 things which are super important for SEO, right? Um, Now, few things which I mentioned earlier, which I'm just going to give you a quick brief about. One was meta tags, one was alt tags, and a title tag. So a meta tag, as I said, is a small snippet of description which describes what's in the page. Abbas mentioned that as well. Is it a small introduction to what you have written in your content? A title tag is essentially what the search engine is what should catch your eye when you are scrolling through a page. So if the title seems like something that is relevant to what you were searching for, then easier it is for people to click it. And alt tags are the same thing as meta tags, but they are specifically for images. So describing what the image is in that particular blog. So the tiger image, if I had put an alt tag of a tiger strolling through Ranthambore National Park, then that would be an appropriate alt tag for that. So when you go on Google Images and you search for Ranthambore National Park, that image can pop up. Okay. These are the different tools that we are currently using for SEO. None of you would have used them before, and I'll probably have to do a different call, or actually even have Christine or Priyanshi do an explanation of how to use these for SEO. You won't be using a lot of it immediately, but just for your own understanding, there is a website called Uber Suggest, which we use. There is a rank tracker, which essentially ranks every single keyword that we list for. And this rank tracker is given to us from our SEO consultant. There is Yoast, which is a part of WordPress. There is the Google Search Console. There is Keyword Planner by Google, and obviously Google Analytics of our own website to understand what's working for us and what's not working for us. This I'm just quickly running through you guys through it. But and okay, so Abbas, coming to your question of images, right? Essentially, these are the type of images that we want to be using. So the quality of image is very important. The images need to be modified in each blog in the following sizes: 600 by 400 pixels. The websites which we can use to download images is Pixabay, Unsplash, and Flickr Creative Commons. Especially for Flickr, before any of you guys do it, I will show you how to do it, because as you can see, we need to make sure the images are not copyright protected. And secondly, whoever is going to be helping with the images part, you will be downloading images and then uploading on Google Drive into an image bank in the appropriate city or country, wherever it is important. Because we want to create this image bank so we can use this on all different platforms: Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, etc., etc. The quality of images, it should be a good resolution. So the image once downloaded should be more than 400 KB. If it's less than that, I will show you how it will look. It should be copyright free, and you should always be using horizontal images and not vertical. So Abbas, to answer your question, always horizontal images, never a vertical image on the blog.
Across everywhere.
Across everywhere, because our blog design is horizontal and it's not vertical.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So these are some examples of what a good image is. Okay. Okay. I am going to show you what a bad image is now. This one is a bad image. Can someone tell me why? Anyone?
Because
No? Okay. So it's a bad image.
Joy is saying, Joy's answering.
हाँ Joy बोल.
how was
ओए.
क्या बता मेरा बराबर नहीं चल रहा है. I think
हाँ.
the picture is not clear enough. That is
Correct.
why resolution
Correct.
was
Correct. So the resolution of this image is very poor. So if you can see, I don't know if you guys can see it on your screen, but this image is very blurred. It's not clear at all, and it's pixelating. Basically, हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं कि image फट रहा है. So the image is like breaking in multiple parts. So it's pixelating. So hence it's a very poor image, and we need to obviously change this image. So out here, if you see this image, it's fine because it's smaller. But as a featured image, it's really bad because it becomes bigger. Get it? So all of these images are not good images on this blog because all of these images are small and tearing at multiple parts.
Harsh, why still some images left? In general, we want all of them center line, no?
Yes, so that is another thing which we will have to clear up because if I go and edit this post, I think the images are left aligned in the edits itself.
Okay. So when we insert an image, we always want to say center aligned.
Yes, I'll show you guys how to do it now itself. So it is center aligned, but I'm guessing the size of the image is incorrect because it's linked to a custom URL and not an image URL. So I don't know how people have done this.
So on the old, even this I actually don't understand because a lot of the blogs are still left aligned, and even if you put it center aligned, it somehow doesn't always work.
Yeah, so this is an issue because this is pulling out from a URL and not an image. It shouldn't be linking to anything. It's not giving me the option to edit the size on this. So we will essentially have to change all of these. None of these should be working. So because I think this is taken from someone and they're trying to give them credit and hence link back to the blog. And so we will need to adjust all of this.
This actually was Joao's picture.
So that is that. So you can also see that it is aligned center, but for some strange reason it is not working. But it is because if you see custom URL, so this is the issue. It shouldn't be linking to anything. Anyway, this is if it's a bug, we will get that solved. Yeah. Bottom line, when we are going to be working on this, which will be starting as soon as next week, I guess, I'm going to be dividing up every single blog into 5 or 8 things. One is editing, one is SEO, one is image uploading and editing, categories and internal linking, and adding related blogs. And we will assign different people for every single small part of this. So, like good division of labor and economics, we will kind of divide all of these small tasks up so that it gets done quicker. Any questions, people? Ads, you want to add anything?
Sorry. The only thing is, with Mavish, I was thinking of using her to interlink the English and German articles, right?
Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, I haven't explained that just now because no one will understand that. So
that's the only thing.
Yeah, that's fine. I can show Mavish how to do that also. It's fine. Anything else, guys? Any questions?
Sorry, maybe I missed it in between, but did we discuss at all the captions of images?
Yes, captions and alt tags, both. I can show quickly again. Okay, so for example, you see this enjoying the views of Mehrangarh Fort, Jodhpur, photo credits. That is a caption. So you'll see the caption here as well as this, which is the alt text, which is enjoying the views from Mehrangarh Fort, Jodhpur. And then this is the caption, which has the photo credit link to it. So technically, the alternative text should be more related to the blog article. So if the blog article is travel, so technically this should be something like this, while the caption is fine, enjoying the views from Mehrangarh Fort. So the alt tags are essentially more Google SEO friendly.
Harsh, I just wanted to add, I hope all of you guys are understanding. Often, I know Harsh mentioned this also, but basically when we often do a image search, so when we go to Google Images Jodhpur, and all those images come up, that time it is searching through this. So a lot of times you can land on a blog through an image search. That's why it's very important that we upload all our images. This is something we didn't do at the start. I didn't even know about this. That every image is updated with all of this alt text and everything. Because if India someday images start showing up and travel is so such a image heavy experience, a lot of people would be searching images. Hey, we want to go to Jodhpur, let me search for images of Jodhpur, and then through this they might come to a blog.
Harsh, I have a question for this, something that I was myself unsure about the alt text. As far as I understand, if like one article now has 5 different photos, they shouldn't all be like the title or the focus keyword, as far as I
No,
understand, because Yoast
no,
and
no,
say
no, no,
like too
no,
much.
no, no. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. They have to be relevant to the photograph,
Yeah.
but also link to the blog somehow or the other. It doesn't need just to be a caption of the photograph.
So, for example, now the Ranthambore, it shouldn't all be like what you expect from Ranthambore, but it could say Ranthambore Park Tigers, Ranthambore Park Safari, Ranthambore Park
Correct.
Owls.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Somehow
Correct.
the keyword related to the focus keyword, but then also what's in the image, both in one, but in very,
Correct.
very simple words, correct?
Correct. Very simple words. Correct. It just think of it as to what people would search for when they search for an image.
And then the same in captions. I think the captions should always try to include the focus keyword.
The
But
caption
still be relevant.
without the focus keywords is still fine, because the captions can still be a little more creative on the creative side. But again, if we have the focus keyword, better.
Because caption is what shows on your blog, and alt
Correct.
text is what
Correct. Alt text is what sits on the code in the image.
in the image.
Now, just before I quickly do that, I'm also just going to quickly take you all to Flickr, because that's the only one where we can make a mistake while downloading. So rule number 1, no downloading images from Google. 0, not allowed. Because that means those are all copyright based on other people's websites. We can use, as I said, Unsplash and Pixabay, which are 2 websites. And if you don't find something, then you can use Creative Commons in Flickr, in which you see something called attribution license. And read it here. It's very clearly mentioned. Attribution means you will let others copy, distribute, display, and perform your copyrighted work, but only if they give you credit. So by credit, what we have to do is we have to copy paste the link and upload it in the caption. Okay, like we have here with the photo credit. You see photo credits. So which is why we have given, I think, Joao photo credit for this. So we go to attribution license and then you say see more, and then here you can search for whatever you want. So say we are using this image, for example. Say we're using David Jones's image. You can download it. And here you'll see something called some rights reserved. So when you click on that, you'll know exactly what the license is. Copy and redistribute the material in any medium or format, remix, transform, and build upon the material for any purpose, even commercially. You must give appropriate credit and provide a link to the license. Okay, so what that means is that you can take this link, copy paste the link to the image, and then you need to put that into the alt text. So you need to put that as this in photo credit, which is you're giving the photo credit to that person. Okay. If any of y'all obviously have questions from this later on, I can help you guys solve it, and you can download them. When you download these pictures, ensure that you download at least a medium image. Okay. You don't need to download the large one, but at least download a medium image. That's good enough. Okay, cool. Anything else? Any questions, guys?
Harsh, could you please repeat the, I think it was called permalink at the start, where you have to change the old link and add the new one. Like I didn't understand the whole bit. So could you please repeat that?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So let's do a quick example on this one, for example. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so say I edit this from 2-week travel routes for North India. I don't want to really edit it. It's a good article. But say if I change this, okay? You know what? Let's just do it in the Ranthambore one. It's easier. Wait. Say I change this to what to expect from, instead of at, okay? Say I change it to what to expect from Ranthambore National Park, okay?
Okay.
Okay? Okay? Or say the permalink is just Ranthambore National Park. Okay? Just example के लिए, ठीक है?
Yeah.
And then I say okay. I say okay. Right? So the link with which you can access this website or this link becomes this. Okay? So when I hit update, I am changing. It's like saying Viveka used to stay in Vadala, this building, this flat number, but she has now changed. And okay, so you see, can you read this here? Created a redirect. So you're basically saying from Vadala 304 Ocean View, she is now staying in Vadala Dadar National Park or some shit like that.
Okay.
Okay, so it is essentially it's changing the address of your. You get it? Are you still confused?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see this here? Can you see what the old URL says?
Yeah. Just what to expect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the old URL, which is what it used to be, right? Before I edited it to make it Ranthambore National Park. Now,
Okay.
say you want to share this link with your client.
Okay.
Okay. So when you copy paste the link, the first time you would send it, it would say what to expect at Ranthambore National Park. Correct?
Yeah.
But now that same link will say Ranthambore, only Ranthambore National Park.
Okay.
For you, that is what's important, is that the address has changed. Now,
Okay.
at a deeper level, what has changed is the Google search result for it. So, say 2-week travel routes to North India, the other article, it's doing very well for us on Google SEO. That means whenever someone searches for 2-week travel routes to India, Google pulls up that address and shows it to everyone that this guy has written this well, please see it. It comes in the first 10 results.
Okay.
Okay. But say you have written, it wasn't 2-week travel routes and we had just written travel route North India. Okay. Example.
Yeah.
And no one searched for travel route North India. So that page that we have written would get no visitors from Google. Right?
Correct. So basically, it's just to change the address, kind of like the relevant
Correct.
work.
It's to
Like,
change the address to ensure that we get more visitors if we're not getting any.
okay. Okay.
And Vivek, again, that's the address which comes in your address bar. And that's why you want to write it in a way you want to think about what would people be searching. Because people won't be searching what to expect at Ranthambore National Park. But my article is written in that way, what to expect in Ranthambore National Park. But people might be searching
Traveling to Ranthambore National Park.
traveling to Ranthambore
Or
National Park.
visiting Ranthambore National Park.
Okay, I got it. Got it.
Okay. But so also understand that not all our articles are written for SEO at times. This one, for example, I'm sure Abbas has written from a client's point of view when you are already in touch with the client.
True. So they get an idea of.
Okay. So that you can share it with your clients so they have an idea of what we are talking about. But we still make everything SEO friendly because at the end of the day, we never know who can come onto what page. Are you clear now, Vivek?
Yeah. Yes. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other question, guys?
Any other
Okay.
questions? Anyone, you can unmute yourself and ask. And Harsh, maybe then for another one, let's do maybe not in this one, but another one, just basically how to look into Google Analytics and where our traffic comes. But let's just do it in a separate tutorial.
Yeah, we'll do that separately.
So people also get an idea of like, which blogs are getting how many hits, so and things like that they'll be able to see. But we do that in a separate one. Just
Yeah,
looking.
we'll do that more in terms of an understanding of our website.
Yeah. And actually, I wanted to do one just on basically understanding Google Analytics, like going and seeing what it means, and we do that separately. But this is
Also at some point we
yeah, Adina, you need to unmute yourself.
sorry, I clicked by mistake again on mute. At some point, it might be nice to have like a little workshop for the salespeople at least to really know how to write an article. Like for example, paragraphs not too long, sentences not too long, like transition words, how long should be an article, how to incorporate keywords and stuff. Just that at one point they could also write articles themselves. Like Mavish will now translate those German to English, and for that it would be nice for her, for example.
Yeah, cool.
So Adina, what are you saying? You're saying as we give it as assignment
we'll,
to write
yeah.
blog, or you're saying we do a tutorial?
This is what she's saying. Yeah.
So you share this with all of us.
This is both. This is technical, but it's also a lot of like content. And today we discussed mostly the technical side, and it would be nice maybe for them to also understand like the content guidelines,
Yeah.
But I can like maybe discuss it for that separately. If you want.
Sure.
Harsh, I have one question.
Yeah.
When you were editing Ranthambore you had insert that image of a tiger in between the blog. So
Correct.
how to understand that, like where to put image and why,
Okay.
kind of.
So as I said, each header, right, Alia?
Mm-hmm.
Where did it go? Okay, this is the Ranthambore, right? So you see
Right.
the header here.
Yeah.
When is the best time to spot wildlife? Okay, that's a
Right.
header.
Right.
Um, uh, that is marked as an H2 tag. If you can see here, heading
Right.
2.
Right. Yeah. We
So,
changed it just now.
so
It wasn't
before
there,
every
right?
H2 tag, before.
Huh. Okay.
So technically, after occasions,
Mm-hmm.
we
There
will
should
insert an image
image. Okay.
always.
Okay.
And how do we know what should be an H2 tag? It has to be a subheader,
Okay.
because all our blogs are written in a way where they are divided into different parts or question and answers.
So here also there should be an image technically, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right, Alia?
Yeah. Yeah. Always
So
center aligned.
always center aligned, yes.
Okay.
And here you can see that I've given the person
Credit.
the credit.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the only question which you guys might face when y'all are editing it is what is an H2 tag and what is an H1 tag, and that we will solve each blog at a time. It's
Yeah.
hard to do that
Yeah.
separately, but
Correct.
we'll have to do that each blog at a time.
ठीक है.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Anything else, guys?
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.